Ohashima. Good morning. Ohashima, konshima, jiri jiri, it's your king shima. I'm awake. No, I don't think I'll change. I've been thinking I really should wake up a bit more earlier before my streams. But you know what? It's never gonna change. It's fine. Is the reverb on? Oopsies. The morning let me turn it off. Good morning. Okay, the reverb is off now. It wasn't intentional. I was practicing karaoke last night. Goodbye, Reverb-kun. Goodbye. Does make me sound cool though. But yeah, today, good morning. We're playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're gonna send people to jail. We're gonna do some lawyery stuff. Apparently he's not actually a lawyer in this game. It's just he's a normal citizen, and apparently back in the whatever period this is from, Meiji period, I'm not sure. Lawyers didn't really exist. So anyways, we're gonna send people to jail today. Looking forward to it. As a lawyer myself, I'm gonna be very good at this game. I wonder how many of you actually believe I'm a lawyer. Anyways, let's start, shall we? I swear this time I feel like it's not gonna fuck up this time. I feel like hopefully the game is actually gonna play this time. I'd hire to defend me. Really? Yeah, well, that will be 5. I'll give you a special discount because you're a Shima citizen, but it'll be around $5 Shima per hour. The king never lies, I have full belief. Yeah, I never lie. I'm very reliable. I'm so trustworthy, responsible. I could never lie. I have never lied in my entire life. Okay. How am I gonna do this? Let me just double check. Okay. The game shows up. Okay, thank God. I'm ready to defend my I don't know, who are we defending? We'll see. But yeah, the main guy's also voiced by Shimonohiro, so I'm looking forward to that. And I think who else is in this game? Tsuda Kenjiro, Hana Hanakana is the main girl, and I can't remember anyone else. Yeah, let's go. Oh, why is it playing through my other speakers? Hold on, why is it playing through my other speakers? Why can't I have a single stream without scuff? Why is it so hard to just, you know, have things work out normally? Huh? It was working properly literally 2 minutes ago. Literally. What the hell is this? Do I need to restart this game again? I swear to God, if I restart this game and it's broken, I'm gonna KMS. Okay, you know what? Let's restart it. Do I need a new computer? Okay, now it's working properly. Let's see if it shows up now. Okay, it's showing up. It's showing up. Okay. There's hope. Yosh. Yosh, it's working right. Made a... Wow, this is a bad idea. Okay. Is the audio okay? Does it need to be... Is the audio okay? Is the volume okay? Okay. Man, it's so hard. Streaming so hard. That's a really nice interior. Someone die. Oh my god. Is it the main character? It's the main character! He's a murderer! Fuck! Oh my gosh. Bienvenue à la carnaval. Oh my gosh, we're playing as a murderer. I'm a murderer. Jeez, he should have gotten away with it. Why was it? Why did he make it so obvious? Why do we have the gun in his hand? Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendant's Antechamber. Still can't believe it. Still can't believe this is happening. How can it be? That just beyond the... Why is it so hard to read? Just beyond the doors of this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan. Waiting to decide my fate. Why is fate in orange? Thrown in jail already. Game's done. Honestly, he's making it too easy. Save your gliz, murderer. Damn it, if I was the one murdering, I would have tried a bit harder to hide it. Not that I wouldn't murder anyone. I don't need to. I can just give people the death penalty. Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. You know what? You're going to jail, buddy. That's enough. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. Who was he voiced by again? I forgot. I can't hear his voice right now anyway. I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Fuck. I love how his thing, even though there's no wind. Why is it like that? No one has the right to treat him as a criminal, so you'll hold your tongue. Wow! He brought a sword! He brought a sword to court. Is this? I don't think weapons are allowed in court. Technicalities, look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. Are you looking down on a law student? Did you know I'm a law student? I feel like that's the biggest stereotype. How do you know you've met a law student? They'll tell you. And yeah, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. And you know, you shouldn't really bring a sword to court, but okay. If I saw a guy like this in court, I'd laugh my pants off. Right, Ryunosuke? What is this cosplayer doing here? Oh, yes, of course, sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry, I shipped them. Ha 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 ha! There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. What? MC really uses a lot of those like dot dot dots. He's a ooh boy. He's a soft boy. I'd ask him how he's doing the wavy headband thing inside. I bet there's like some kind of remote controlled, you know, like there's either like a air blowing out of it on the side, or there's some kind of like wire. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers those past few days. Damn, he's already famous. Fuck, nah, he's fucked. once the media, you know, once there's that media influence. Oh, Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. What? Wait, are they even allowed to make headlines like that? It hasn't even been proven yet. They're still going through the court process. How are they? Is that allowed? But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. That's what a murderer would say. That's exactly what a murderer would say. I could never murder someone. I could. Not even kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean? I believe you. I know you're innocent. You're not scared. They're gay. They're gay. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in the second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I. Star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Is he already? Isn't he a student? It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan anyway. Wow. My qualifications don't mean much yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma, truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all of this started. Congratulations, Kazuma. Sorry. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to get study abroad at last. Wow, this is giving me flashbacks. It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know, I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. Fuck, because why did you have to go murder someone? Now your friend can't go study abroad. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. I mean, there literally is. There literally is. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. Where are you going to? The heart of a British Empire! The great British Empire! I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. I should have different voices for these two guys. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. Her Majesty. Rest in peace, Her Majesty. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I better get going. Not the British Empire. That's the worst British accent. British. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Why just stay? Go with him! This is what you get for not going with your gay bestie. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. Wow, a high-class Western restaurant. See you in English class tomorrow then. Partner. Partner! Wow, this guy's definitely gay for me. If he really stayed behind just to represent me in court, it was straight after that. Okay, that's when it happened. Also, may I have a word? Who are you? It's Hanakana and someone. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me, but never mind that for now. Asogi. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. Is this even allowed? Going to a judge's chambers as a lawyer representing the defendant? I don't think so. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Yunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. Wow. This guy really has a lot of dot dot dots. That's so unnecessary. These are unnecessary. I never understood these. Ugh, this is awkward. If I may? Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant. You're not scared Naruhodo, I believe. You fucking murderer. Yes, that's right. My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Oh, forensic medicine. Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Damn, Japan's first study abroad student. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. Best friends. Best friends. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial... Oh, he hasn't given up his study abroad. I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted it. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? He's a law student. Oh. If he doesn't, fucking, it's a murder case. He loses his study abroad over this. As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me knowing that if he fails, dreams will be shattered? Yeah, your homie loves you. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. Stop with the dot dot dots! But I didn't do it! I swear it! I'm not a murderer! I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, he doesn't believe me. I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? Someone framed me. You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? You're fucked. Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do, I'm getting married. I do? But what will the question be? Surely not marriage? Oh, do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. Thank you for Taco Sapien for paying your taxes. These are, I'm totally not late taxes, King Shima. You know what? You have to still sell your organs because you're late. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. What? Huh? Wait, hold on, wait, I didn't read that. Hold on, what did... Huh? Hold on. As it would seem how surreptitious... Understood, I will sell my organs to Vishi Mafia. Thank you. It would seem how surreptitious discussions are about to cut short. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. I have to defend myself, huh? What kind of bullshit is this? What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty of failing to appear? Get moving, there's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. Wow. This is not a fair and just court. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder, death penalty. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. Wait, so is Kazuma defending me, or am I just by myself? The trial would decide my destiny. Wait, so what happened in trials before in Japan? So anyone could go to court and get fucked? Supreme Court of Judicature. Courtroom 2. Oh my gosh, my eyes. What's wrong with me? So this is a courtroom. His thing's still blowing in the wind. That doesn't exist. Supreme Court of... You know what? What if Kazuma, like the real Kazuma is the ribbon and the body is just his host. So that red ribbon thing is actually Kazuma. Instant jail, I would assume. Instant jail. Just give up. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. Wait, if they don't have law students... Wait, if they don't have lawyers, how do they decide who the judge is? Do they just come from like policemen or something like that? I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. See, I think Kazuma's actually the red ribbon. That's the alien. That's the alien. He's moving around, and then this is just his host. The powers that be have demanded. The powers that be have demanded that this is a secret. This be a secret trial. It's a secret. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? Will become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate, Inosuke. It's about to begin. Also, you know what? You shouldn't be representing friends or family in court. The court will now hear the trial of Yunosuke Naruhodo. That prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. I've seen this guy before somewhere. As is the defense. You guys win for being handsome. Before we begin, there's one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. That's correct, Your Excellency. I can't speak right now. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Yes. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor... Wait, but the professor said answer that with a yes. Who's going to represent you in trial? Yes. But then, if I say I do... Oh, no, it wasn't yes. It was I do. I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Fuck. Do I need to answer quickly? The whole game 3D. Yeah, it's 3D. I'll wait and see. I thought it was yes, I do. Who advocates for you in trial? I do. Oh, I see. Let's wait and see. I don't think it changes much. Kazuma's a lawyer here. I can't defend myself. So true, exactly. Wait for a lawyer to speak first. If I said I do, it would be tantamount to lying. And I've been accused of murder, for goodness sake. This is no time for lies. Yeah, never lie. Try to stop fidgeting, Yunosuke. It's distracting. What? Sorry? What are you saying? What are you saying, lawyer-san? But if I don't say I'll defend myself now, things could end up very badly for my friend. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who would advocate for his defense. Huh? It's Shimono! What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? Okay, I just made things worse for myself. I would like to inform the court that Yunosuke Naruhodo will be defending myself. It will be... What? Wait, hold on a second. Why is he defending himself again? I don't... I didn't fully digest the text. Hold on. Must not be the... Ah, I see. In case he fails and then he can't go to study abroad. What are you playing at, Yunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything, just now before the trial. I'm doing this for you, homie. You did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. Oh no! Homie! No! No! He's disappointed in me. You think I won't be able to get you off? No! It's not like that, really! It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Oh my god, they're gay! Oh, he loves him! Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Tisk. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Wow, wow. Does the accused admit defeat already, renouncing his own counsel? Really? Igiari. Is it Igiari? Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent. He's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Hmm? Oh! Yes, exactly! Fuck, he's gone to jail. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, oh my gosh, it's the classic Phoenix right look. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. Yeah, he's fucked. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. Heinous crime. As you're no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. Never been in a court before, never studied law. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. What? There's a test? There's a fucking test. My competence. What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So let's start with the very simplest of questions. Man, Inosuke is so calm for someone who's about to get the death penalty. Oh, yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. But, wait. I'm so nervous. I can't even remember that. What was it again? Inosuke. Whisper it to me. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. Gosh, he knows me so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with the press of E. I feel like this is a bit, my immersion is ruined. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. Yeah, you can find fanfics of them too, of course. For sure. Bro, this is the classic combo. Just have to press E for the court record. Alright, there's no time to lose. University color pin. Okay, cool. How do I move? Find details about the victims in here. When you're done, just press Z to go back. Okay, got it, homie. Thanks for letting me know. Now you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press R to present. Try it now. John H. Oh my gosh, it's a white guy. Visiting Professor of Medicine at the Yuma University from the British Empire. John Wilson. Man, I can tell it's Shimono just from the height. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Why is this even a test? Shouldn't he know who he killed? Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England invited to May University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. I haven't heard of it. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt out on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very same institution that provides your education. Have you no honor? I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. I guess that's why his friend would lose the study abroad. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. But the Queen, and you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has those unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. Fuck! Yeah, our main character is fucked. He's going to jail. He's going to jail. Lifetime imprisonment. Maybe death penalty. All because the victim was an Englishman. Screw the British. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Yeah, well, you were holding the fucking gun. Of course it was an Englishman. Of course it was. It's always the British. Oh dear, look at the time. I better get going. No, leave with him. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Don't, just go with him. Why are you not following a homie? That's really weird. Have you ever been to a restaurant with someone and you're like, I think I'll just stay for a bit longer. You can leave first. That's weird. Well, how are you gonna split the bill? Is he gonna transfer you afterwards? Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. The partner. And they were partners. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. The Great British Empire! I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. No, then let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this Professor of Medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. He got shot or something. Well, obviously that was, need to look at the court record. Loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. Okay. Yunosuke, remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now! Don't tell me what to do. Hi! Oh well. According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. You know, you need to submit this evidence beforehand. Why are you holding on to it? Learn to read, you imbecile. That's a post-mortem report. I take it. Sorry, yes, that's right. the post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. I see. Oh, naruhodo! As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. The photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court record. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. Oh my gosh, baby's first photo! And it's of a dead man. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Ah, modern technology. Very well, I'm satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. What is he doing? Certainly, Your Excellency. So without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls it for its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. Oh, that's fast. Oh, this is it then. I think I might have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Mr. Mikotoba? Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course! When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his ear in, hasn't he? Or hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me will be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. No, I can't do that. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold sweats first. I love how they use the headband as a gag. It's so funny. It's so good. Well, basically, Kazuma's like, what was the lady's name again? Maya Fey? He's the love interest. Kazuma's obviously the love interest. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Oh wait, what? Witness, state, well, whatever. Of course, my name is Satoru Hosonaga. I have given up doing voices. I can't. Not that I did anything to begin with. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called the La Carnival. Oh, I'm sick. Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, I've got COVID. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. I am just sickly and pale. Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants in an Occidental eatery three days ago. Understood, Hosonaga-san. You will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. I really can't read today. I hate myself. At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? Haha. It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have a few diners at that time of the day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. Sorry, I'm sick. It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. Bang! So he didn't even see it. Gunshot rang out. Surely there were other people outside who saw it. Gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman. A gentleman slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Yep, that's me. Hold on, let me just clarify something here. Well, I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside... Why did you pick it up? That's on you. You know what? If you go to jail, that's on you. Why'd you pick up the weapon? Well, I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the Professor. I didn't shoot him. Who shot him then? I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. But the next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, you're not scared. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness. Ugh. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today? Yes, it was. Oh my god, he's dying! Why is it? He needs to go to hospital! Oh my god, yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? He wipes the blood away from his lip. You know what? What if he's like sick or something and then the doctor failed to save him or something like that and he killed him as revenge? No. There was no one else around the table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. I bet he's the murderer. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table. What's the matter, Inosuke? That's just not right. Why are you fucking lying? When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. He had a date. He's got Riz. Really? That's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Need evidence. I'm gonna interject. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table. Damn me, what are we gonna do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? I'm not though. But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? No. Oh, he's a fucking liar. That is, what do you call that again? Content of the court? But deceased gentleman came to dine alone. Oh, that's fucked. Who paid you money? I don't believe it. I'm sick, so you should believe me. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. You need to stop bleeding from your mouth. What is that, fake blood? Please have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. A sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Wow, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. Akumade shitsuji desu kara. Cool, take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course, here you are. Why is he sweating? What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. The waiter's business card has been entered into the court record. He's coughing a lot. Also, why don't they need to do that declaration thing before they give evidence, right? Like, I swear to not not lie in front of the court. So the court has now heard a process of this case. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. You know what? Let's just admit we're... yeah, I give in. I give up. Is this court ran the way Shima court is ran? You know, we don't have... I decide everything. You don't get a chance to represent yourself. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. We don't even do this like pretend stuff. You know, if I think you're guilty, you're guilty. Instant death penalty. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. What do you think I should do, Kazuma? You know, in real life, I'd just give up. This is heavily biased. You know what? I'm screwed either way. What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. You said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. God, I fall for him. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? Is that it? My homie, my partner? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is a duty bound to prove that innocent by whatever means necessary. Are you just gonna abandon that duty to protect yourself? Are you just gonna give up on yourself? That's right. You know what? The defense lawyer has to do everything they can for the sake of the defendant. Duty of care. But it's myself. The battle hasn't even begun yet, Inosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see how decisive the evidence really is. Murmur, murmur. Indeed. Prosecutor Ochi, please continue with proceedings. Tisk. Well, you were warned. Tisk. The young can be so reckless. Wait. Well, you were warned the young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint. That I can be a devil when I want to be. I can be your angel or your devil. Ugh. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. Forever. The prosecution calls its next witness. I really like the sound his fan makes when it hits the table. Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once. This is the game of the Clussy, right? But probably won't appear at this point. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon... Oh my gosh, Great Nippon. Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Iesanosa reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the Florence of our nation, Nippon. And conduct my trade from Naste, a humble premises in the 2nd District. Kyuryu Kore Kudai your service. Is the Clussy not in this one? Is it not in this one? It might not be in this one. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always past noon, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curious with which I make my business. What does that mean? I can't understand a word that old man is saying, same. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at Le Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets Le Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you have both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Shut up, Baldy. Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen Stop, this is cringe. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war. Sir! Calm down, calm down, calm down. Order in the court. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. Wait, so was he talking to the old man? I mean, was he talking to the British guy and then the British guy got shot out of nowhere? So this is the decisive... Wait, how did Yunosuke not see what was happening? So this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise... The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes sir, standing by ready to report, sir. Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. Witness testimony. He needs to stop shaking. Why is he shaking? Why is his head so long? What the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Stop. You guys were talking to each other? Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. What does curio mean? At the precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. I was on my hands and knees. I'm on my hands and knees. Investigating the whereabouts of my mysterious absconded a precious curio. He was on his hands and knees. Wow, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed a vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir! Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of... Why do you have a knife as well? What is with people bringing weapons to court? But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true? You not scared? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. Don't pick it up! People, don't pick up murder weapons! After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it, so I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, it was a lure. He's framed. He's been framed. Guilty. Well, if that's the truth, there was probably a criminal on the scene somewhere. He done it. I saw. Who are you? You're not even in this game. Somewhere in those two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who the criminal is. There is. Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witness. I love cross-examination. Do it now. As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. You're not allowed to you're not allowed to say stuff like that. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this trial. Wow, what the fuck is this trial? We haven't even heard from the defendant's side yet. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense demands its rights to a cross-examination. Dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. He's my assistant, actually. How did you know? The prosecution objects. This was a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination? Igiari. The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Oh my, I can't speak. Gulp. Kazuma is so commanding, so cool. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright, this is where the battle really begins. Ryunosuke. Sounded French for a second. Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in the cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to cross-examine. You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You gotta use the... what's it called? The rapid gunfire thing in Danganronpa. You didn't fire the gun, which means what that soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Do we have that? Now let's go! You're not scared. Don't let them beat you. Alright then! It's all or nothing. What the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak. Can I have a look at my evidence? Uh, 2 p.m. caused by a loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. Oh, I know. It's supposed to be close. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Ah, it wasn't a gunshot to the back. It was through the chest, and he said that was from behind. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Yeah, I'm not gonna voice this again. That precise moment, environment I observed the... Okay, cool. Fired on the English, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. I'm gonna present the evidence. Oh, he's sweating. Oh, did I do the wrong thing? What is this meaning of a subordination? I'm not your... Why are you my senior? Thrusting this wad of papers in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir! I mean, yes! There's a clear inconsistency here. Tisk, what nonsense. What can this document possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. This is so frustrating. Let's go, bestie. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out will be an insult to the— Just say it already! Just say it already! Stop wasting time. Kazuma, what? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the post-mortem report presented by the defense that there is a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Sergeant Iesanosa. Yes, sir, what, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. This game is so easy. Yes, sir, affirmative, sir. I've witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes. My military-grade eyes. Hi! But no! That just can't be! And why not, cadet? Because... As is clearly stated in the post-mortem report, fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound. Bullet did not pass through the body. Photographic print of the victim clearly shows the same thing. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to a witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Wow, how do you explain it? Who is that? Huh? The little girl just pop out from his back? Oh, he has a little child on his back! What? What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nossa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the fire— Oh my gosh, he has a child. Till the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir. What? You need to stop lying in court. The last hits, they should be, they could go to jail for lying in court. The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iesanosa, is unreliable. Did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in the grand courtroom. Yeah, you sucker! Yeah! Murmur. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. LOL. But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there. Oh my gosh, the baby's crying. Shut up. Don't make the baby cry. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man. Doesn't that help prove my case as well? That it wasn't me that fired it because I was behind him. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Old man's on the floor, on his hands and knees. Too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Treasure? Indeed, the whole way, Arakoba, my prized coin! On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude to place my bosom pocket a peculiar trinket of interest from my shabdasut there. He just came for clout. He just came to promote his shop, to be honest. In the hope of meeting a rather rich diner who might like to buy it from you. He's looking for sugar daddies. On the day under scrutiny, it was to a military man that I proffered my Hoei treasure. Believed that he would purchase such a rare find. I did not. but I was presented with little alternative. Oh my gosh, he's just saying like he looks poor, but you know I had no choice. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, was there no more? It simply vanished. The Corbin vanished. Hunting around under the table, I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. Can I do that or get sugar daddy's more sugar children? You know, it's probably like, it's probably not 100. You could find someone who's like 100. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hawaii treasure. Nothing could distract me! Out of interest. Did you find the coin in the end? No? I see. That lamentable day, the precious Corbin was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. As I'm sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. By telegraph? Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. So true. What is your position, Prosecutor Archie? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. I've never heard this expression before. My witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing the next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Dunosuke Naruhodo. He just has something personal against me. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well, the court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as critical glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir. Once, sir. Awaiting to signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Norsa family to rise up through the ranks. That's kind of cute, actually. That's kind of cute. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. He's poor! Idle tension! What? Your father is about to quell the enemy! Watch and learn, my boy! Oh my gosh, so cute. You know what? I bet they're being bribed, both of them. The old man's been bribed by his like Corbin or something, and even if what I saw was at the barrage moment, fire was the shot, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the far man, he was that young lad in black. That much I myself didn't see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniform cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. These testimonies are certainly compelling. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. Yeah, where'd the lady go? You must have seen her. Everyone, they must have seen her. If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We're not here to listen to your fantasies. It's evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Is this a photographic print of the scene of crime, Counsel? Where did the lady go? The lady disappeared off the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there is only one place set. Why did she eat? Or did she clear the table? You know, everyone's in on it. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. Ah, this doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. The photographic print of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. I don't understand. What's going on here? You've been framed. It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. What if she was a ghost? That was, you know, actually, you know, Skid's like schizophrenic or something. The woman was just part of his delusions. He murdered the man. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true! I saw her! I swear that I saw a woman with him. I would say that will be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no further. What did that prove? It proved that they were in the same room at the same time. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Taketsuchi Aoji, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor. Fuck you, Baldy. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Inosuke. It's not over yet. Oh, he's so cool. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it. To draw out the truth and your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick. Understood? Wow, this is a bad judge. Just rules can be so unbending at times. Cross-examination. Let me look at. I need to look at my evidence. What can we prove? Sketch of the restaurant's layout is on the back. Oh, I like how it's like got ink splotches as well. What is hidden on this business card? There has to be some kind of kitchen entrance. Bottle of carbonated water and lunch. Man, the way he was eating the steak though, he wasn't cutting it up. He was like biting straight from the steak. Only personnel present. I guess that's just the layout of the restaurant. Guess these photos are the same. Wait a second. No, it didn't. Never mind. No exit wound. You have a point. Why was he facing the other direction in their photo? You have a point. Why was he facing this way? Why is this chair this way? Or is he on the ground? No, but he's the height of a chair, so he's sitting in the chair. Why is he in the other direction? That's a bit weird. You have a point. Indeed, alone, he was a gentleman, Englishman dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniform cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. Oh, Mizu. What do you think, Dinosuke? Oh. Listen, the first thing to do is calm down. You can't expect witness statements to be full of holes every time, so just take your time and try to tease more information out of him first. What do you mean? You can choose to either press or present against each of the witness statements. If a witness is saying something you're suspicious about, press him on it with Q. With a little luck, you may get more details, which could prove to be crucial. Right, I see. Okay, let's press on then. The important thing is, there's no sense in holding back. If anything even slightly jars with you, press the witnesses on it. And press them hard. Alright, got it. Press them like blocks of tofu. What? Professor wasn't alone in the restaurant, I'm sure of it. In one way or another, this cross-examination is going to prove I'm right. It's time to press him for all they're worth. My fate depends on it. Okay, time to press. It's almost the same thing. He was that young man. Pointing his gun at the foreign man. Can I press on every... Do I get penalties for pressing on things that don't need to be pressed? I just finished drinking my coffee and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at exactly that moment, bang! A gunshot ran in my ears. Full of events beyond our control, life is. Sorry, what do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the cold one from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. Anyways, the fact remains, myself, I did see you, with pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there. As you have been pains to point out time and time again. You know, you're not allowed technically... Nah, never mind. You're not allowed to ask leading questions. Is he allowed to play with a sword in court? Probably not. As you have been pains to point out time and again, I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. If only there'd been more people dining there at the time, then someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. A quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know, of course, the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. People have lunch really early. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I have lunch at 2 p.m. sometimes. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of the day. Why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. There was? This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. Oh, more evidence! What does that counsel? It's a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Hotta clinic? Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of the incident. So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation wouldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really had no bearing on the case. Submit all your evidence, motherfuckers! I wonder, what do you think, Inosuke? Well, it is hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Should I ask for Dr. Wilson's medical report card to be submitted as evidence or not? Yeah. Yeah, put your hand up high. If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard the conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence will be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern. You tell him. Whether or not they are of concern is up to us. Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request. Tisk. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's the most disturbing trend. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Okay, we've added it. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. Inspired to prolong the trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you've forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Korekuta-san. Indeed, alone he was the Englishman dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniform cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Let me press a little bit. Why aren't you telling the truth? What did you say, cadet? Clearly remember. Oh no, it's the same thing again. Okay, whatever. Let's skip this. How do I skip it? I think we've gotten what we're supposed to press for. Such a woman were indeed present. Okay, whatever. I want to see the medical record. Eh? How do I look at it? Eh? How do I look at it again? How do I... Do I have to be in cross-examination to look at it? Okay, hurry up! Excellent work, Inosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little bit more detail. How exactly? You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. I see. Press space and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. So funny. Use the arrow keys to rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. Start breaking the fourth wall! Ah. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. The crosshairs start to pulsate. Press space to investigate further. So partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it more in detail. In more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I need to use... and to inspect any areas of evidence that look suspicious. Okay, okie dokie. Dr. John Wilson. It's fun. Ooh. I knew. Okay. Dentist, Hotta Clinic. Record. Looks like this medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. It's probably a record of long-term treatment, that's why. For family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine. Going to a doctor, I mean. As long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. All of you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors then? Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine. They give you painful injections. And then they demand lots of money from you for the privilege. Oh, when you're at your lowest ebb. Damn, he's really against doctors. Sound like a model patient. With a bad case of stubbornness no less, for which the only cure is bitter, very bitter medicine indeed. Don't be a child. Can I open it? Well, I want to open it. How do I open it? Hotta Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics. Okay. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. You must be an idiot. They say that idiots don't catch colds. What the hell? And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. Brew, I'll never forget it. Never my whole life. Most people would give their right arm to have had only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Okay. We already did this. Stop. I don't care. Okay. How do I open it? Oh. Let's look at the recent one. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. And there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar of topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar. Wait, that means he can't have eaten. That means the lady was eating the steak and he wasn't eating. Probably. It would seem so. How can you eat steak with a molar taken out, huh? Perhaps they use laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. You know, I got 8 teeth taken out once. I got my premolars and my wisdom teeth taken out at once with just local anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. There's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Yeah, 8 whole teeth at the same time. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. Yeah, no food or drink besides water. Ha! That means he did have a companion. That means he wasn't the one eating the steak. Jesus, how were you after the procedure? Oh, my face was real swollen. I had like, I ate KFC potato and gravy for a week, and now I hate it. I used to really like KFC gravy, and now I can't eat it anymore. Tastes like ass to me. Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. The medical report card's information has been updated in the court record. Oh, so this new information. The meaning of that one particular statement totally changes, so I think it's time we listen to the testimony again. Don't you? Definitely. Okay, cool. Dining all by himself. Should I present it here? Present. Well, I think, about what are you wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could. But first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Do not scare. Everyone stumbles on their first words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully to say what you're thinking. Alright, and thanks for the advice. Hurry up, you're making me nervous. Korekuta-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim. I see, and I don't see what of it, boy. Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Something clearly doesn't add up. Damn me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? You're a fucking amateur. Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt the court proceedings with your, I don't know what he said, nonsense. But, let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he might have done before that time is completely irrelevant. No, you doofus. Good, but that's, remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further. I'm kind of hungry. I'm gonna eat something. Moga time. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. No, the medical report card had nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that? What that outburst half picture ride me, boy? Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be irrelevant? Perhaps before Hotel Clinic, which issued the report card as a dental clinic. No, fuck! I just poured water onto my keyboard, fuck. Hold on, I need to clean my keyboard. No! My keyboard! Surely it'll be okay. Oh my god. My water fell onto my keyboard. My cup of water. Keyboard cleaning ASMR. No, I think it should be okay. Okay. What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating, dude, why are you trying to take it? Are you an idiot? You always know to eat, so what? Think with your brain, you puny-minded fiend. So written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't. Korekuta-san. What, boy, what? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No! Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. To be honest, it's possible that the guy just didn't listen and really wanted to eat steak, but... Grr. Because the victim, as we now know, had just one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. What? Oh, true. He'd be still kind of like hee hee ha ha. Expertly done, partner. What's this nonsense, you little upstart? You're the baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. I imagine Kazuma saying partner with a southern accent every time I read it. Partner. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table. Iggy. Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic? How dare you? I think it's fair to say that the tables in the restaurant case have turned. Kazuma, I'm disappointed. No puns allowed in court. Wouldn't you agree, Inosuke? Oh yeah, most definitely. So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beefsteak? Da da da! The ghost lady. The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around! Gyakten Saiban there! Show them what you're made of! Got it, so person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been... me. 俺だよ. Who was it? Who was it? Oh my, I can't choose. Wow. Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table. You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person. There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet, we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on this table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was someone else eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage. Stop posing, you poser. We will lodge a formal complaint to the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial, relentlessly. Put your sword down. Kazuma, are you insane? You would take on the government? I'll do anything for my partner. Don't worry, counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them. Those two witnesses in the stand. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrative evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, you're going to jail. Obviously, you will be charged with perjury. Oh, that was the word I was looking for. And since this is a murder trial, you'll also be deemed complicit in the killing. Complicit in murder? No. Damn, he knows how to stir up the crowd. Negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. The tactical meeting? I was just following orders. That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they are told, must. Oh. What? What did you just say? Korekata-san? Oh, no. You were just following orders? Hold on, lad. I was, shock, horror. So much drama. Say you never saw the gentlewoman. Why is it gentlewoman instead of lady? Grr. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean You saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What? What is the meaning of all this? Are these witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you bear? Just one. Just one simple slip of the tongue. You guys are going to jail. Order, order. Counsel, explain what's going on here. Painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing about this. What? Why is he so like when he slaps the table? It's like. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? It's great how hyped these games can get. I love this. I love drama. I love drama and betrayal. That's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. I have children to feed. Please, I'm a single father. Yunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence and money. However, I don't believe Aochi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Wow. Oh, what's the word for this again? This is screwed up. Wow. Any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. It's corrupt! That's the word I was looking for. This country is corrupt. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly? Remember how we made the progress before? Before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. I'm gonna finish this stream in like 15 minutes. There's no time to lose. I want answers! If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe. Please wait. Your Excellency, I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing. And what does the defense have to say about all of this? Well, Your Excellency! No time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is... It's this man. Oh no, he doesn't have influence. Where's the prosecution? It was the victim himself! Ah. I say it's this guy. Oh, but does he have influence? Sorry, doesn't. Does he have necessary influence? It was my friend all along. It was my friend. It was my friend all along. What if it was my friend all along? You know what? Let's go with this guy. For once I would agree with you. Oopsies! The man truly were with— What? Come on, Yunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. Truth about Satoru Hosonaga's real identity as proved by this evidence. What? Oh, It's probably on the back. He's actually... Yeah, that's why he was sweating. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see it says witness's name? Says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga. Well, yes, business cards do tend to show a person's name. No shit. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title. His job? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Why would you submit this as evidence? I'd be like, oh, oops, I mean, I forgot it at home, actually. No way. Inspector, what on earth? I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here. The waiter's business card information has been updated in the court record. Yeah, I knew it all along. Present. Plan of the restaurant? No, you turn it over. I agree, it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Excellency, that's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. Why did you say that twice? I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have said the front? 200 IQ. It's the front of the back of the card! That's what we're telling you. Sorry. Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. Will somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hosonaga-san sketches the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of the business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession. His true profession. What? This guy should have tried a bit harder. The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard of any mention of this before? Why are you repeating yourself? The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power, as far as regular civilians are concerned. That doesn't seem fair, so witnesses are in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... Hold it! Chotto matte kudasai yo! Inspector Hosonaga! I was worried something like this may happen. He looks like a butler. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized there was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Is this coughing fake as well thing? Well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. That's my guiding principle. I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. Push his glasses up. It was an unusually careless mistake, unlike me. So you mean to say you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course! Your salary must be terrible. I love him. I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes, and there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information. 緊急事故です. which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other person, other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Yes. Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable! As I suspected. Stop coughing. Bang! As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Is it accused or accused? Sitting opposite the victim and at the same table was a young lady whom I assumed to be an Englishwoman. What if he wasn't? What if she wasn't? So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say? Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those are my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. Wow. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. Wow, I can't believe this. This is not justice. Is this what justice is to you? An Englishwoman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect. Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right! It's not right. Can't believe it. Stop it, hurry up. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain, and I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a woman! It's a young English woman. There's only one woman? What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. Oh my gosh, she's been chosen? When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it would be prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yume University's medical faculty. What is happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it will be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point. So true, so true. But Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Just send it tomorrow. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Council. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. So true! Wow, I respect you. I respect you, Judge. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Giselle Bread and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. You know, I need to end my stream soon. At once, Your Excellency. But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. Oh my gosh, he's a butler. So it won't be a problem? I'm sick. Oh, don't talk to me. What was that? Why did he smile? What's his face? Nothing will get in my way. What is his face? Please, go to hospital. You need to go to hospital. Yeah, he's gonna die before this trial is over. Court will adjourn briefly. Adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes! Your Excellency! Good, then we'll have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. Perfect timing! Now I can stop streaming for a bit. To be continued. Wow. That was fun. Ah! Wait, let me just save this first. Yeah, let's finish playing this another time. But yeah, I need to go sell my body now. But it was real fun. Let's continue playing this. As expected of me. That was so easy peasy lemon squeezy. As expected of a lawyer. But yeah, it's real fun. It's just really tiring having to, what do you call it, read out every single line. Loki wish they were voice acted, but it's fine. Have fun selling a body, thank you. Imagine all the blood this guy has coughed up on the floor. For real, why is he in court? He should go to hospital. I don't think that's a good sign if you're coughing up blood. I think that's definitely like an emergency situation. I'm on the edge of my seat here. Yeah. Well, we'll finish this next week. Not next week. The week after, maybe. Unironically easier than... Honestly, unironically easier than Spy Fox. Why is this so much more straightforward? Spy Fox was so convoluted. But yeah, I'm so good at cross-examination. Oh yeah. I could totally go to court like this. But yeah, anyways, see you guys, not tomorrow, the day after. We'll be doing a ASMR stream, where I pretend to be an idol and you are my fan. But I am an idol. But anyways, that will be that stream. To be honest, I think about it and I'm like, can I really call my ASMRs ASMRs? I'm talking normally most of the time, not really whispering or anything. It's more like 3D audio roleplay kind of situation. Almost bit by a kid's game, Lamau. I was gonna win anyways. I was just pretending to get stuck for you guys. Thank you for the stream. You're welcome. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so ASMR stream day after tomorrow, and then karaoke, and then Shima radio. And then I'll be gone for a week. And then after I come back, I was thinking, oh, we should do a drinking stream at some point. But yeah, more stuff to come after I come back. But see you day after tomorrow. Don't miss me too much. Otsushima, bye bye. Thanks for coming. I love you. I don't love you guys, but Otsushima. Bye.